Well, hello everybody. Another beautiful sunny October day, beginning of the month, and I thought I'll give you a quick walkthrough of the allotment. Now, it is still not in tip-top shape. In fact, far from it. It is still a mess, and I really appreciate all the comments that everybody left me over the last 2 or 3 videos, saying they appreciate the fact that I show it the way it is, and that I don't try and hide the fact that my allotment is absolutely covered in weeds, because they can identify with that, and that's how they feel about theirs. So let's have a walk through and see what's been happening. So here we go. Up here, not much has changed. I finally gotten around to ordering the little nuts and bolts and screws and bits and pieces that I need for putting the poly greenhouse up, because when I bought it, most of the attachment-y thingies were very rusted, and I didn't want to put it up with rusted ones, so I have ordered new ones, and they will be in the post hopefully today or tomorrow. So over here I'm going to be reorganizing the compost a little bit. I've started a new one with fresh bits there. I'm going to take the top third of that one off, chuck it in the middle one, and then just turn that and see what I've got at the bottom. Probably one big giant slimy mess, because I don't think I put enough carbon paper and cardboard and newspaper and stuff in there, so it's probably way too much nitrogen. So we'll see how that goes. I'm also going to be working with all of this. Once again, take sort of the top quarter of it off and get rid of all the grass, but take a top quarter off, and then all the bottom should be nice and rotted down. And even if it's not completely rotted down, I'm going to put it on the beds as I clear them, and then leave them until the spring. So here we go. Still rather large weeds over here and a mess. We've started making a bit of a dent in the slabs, but today, actually no, tomorrow morning I want to go to the tip and go and get a ton of compost on the back of the truck again. So but my problem at the moment is I can't reverse in and past these slabs, because normally I can get the truck to down there. So but I can't get past these at the moment, so I might be moving some of them today down to the bottom where the next paths will be. So the raspberries, their days are also numbered, because it's autumn, and as I said, in the autumn I will be moving the red ones. So they are going to be moving down the bottom as soon as I've got the area ready. So watch this space. Adam got in here with a strimmer, as you can probably see, on the weekend, and he just trimmed everything down for me, so it looks a little bit less like a giant jungle. Still looks very messy though, but at least it's short weed messy instead of very tall weed messy. So yes, so I put a pipe down for him to see where he needs to stop trimming, because there's strawberries in there. Not that you'd guess it from this angle, but yeah, those are, it looks worse than it is. So if I get in there, probably an hour and I'll have that cleared. So that's one of the jobs. I finally lifted the net and everything off the strawberries, and I've found about 10 really big juicy red strawberries. So obviously the strawberries decided to do a few more. I can just see one there that's starting to ripen up, and if you look carefully in amongst the leaves, there are quite a few nice sized strawberries in there. So I need to tidy that up, get rid of some of the grass and stuff. Oh, there's one there as well. So get rid of the grass and some of the weeds that have come up again. And I have to decide what I'm going to do about them this year. Am I going to take them out and replace them with runners, or do I wait until next year once that lot's established well? Yeah, I think for next year maybe I'll run both beds, and then next year I'll lift this one, replace it with runners, and then just sort of have a succession going through. Kids' beds are doing well. They've been clearing a little bit, as you can see on the sides, but the other bits are still messy. So they've got tomatoes, spring onions, the last of the sweet corns, and their sunflowers have now gone over. So we are systematically cutting the heads down and putting them down for the birds to eat. So so that the kids' beds, this is where I'm going to be concentrating on the next couple of days. So I've started clearing some of the weeds here, and I also want to get the path down the middle down. So I'm going to clear the 2 flower beds, maybe trim those cosmos bushes right down because they've just taken over. Lesson learned: next year plant less of them. I think I had 12 plants, either 8 or 12 plants in there, and I planted them way too close together, and I didn't stake them or support them in any way, and they grew quite tall, as you can see. So lesson learned: next year I'm doing those differently. I also planted the pink ones at the back, which are a shorter variety than the white ones, so I never actually got to see any of the pink ones at the back. So look at the size of those weeds, taller than the dahlias. I'm so impressed with my dahlias. I'm going to be picking some again today to take home. So so this is the area where I'm going to be working soon, well, probably today and tomorrow. So I have cleared this little bed. If you remember, that's where the Dutch irises were. So I've cleared them. I'm drying the bulbs at home to be put away over the winter, and I've got some tulips that are going to be going in here, so that will also get done soon. The gladioli, I was just going to say, never really got to do anything this year, but I've just noticed, look, there's a flower head thing, and the 2, 3, 4 of them. I'm pleased with that, because once again I discovered the bag of bulbs in the shed, and I thought, oh, I never did anything with these. So I stuck them in the ground just to give them something to do, and I thought, well, even if they don't flower this year, at least the bulbs won't rot. So I'll plant them. When they die down, I'll lift them, and then next year they've got half a chance. But they are actually making a few flowers, some of them, so that's good. Yeah, still see what's happened to my zinnias. The cosmos got so big that they fell over onto the zinnias, and that was a bit of a disaster. So once again, lesson learned: cosmos needs to be further away from more fragile things like the zinnias. So let's get going. General big tidy up needed all over the plot, basically. As soon as I get some of the other bits under control, I'm going to get the rotavator out and create bed 1, which I never got around to during the year. So create bed 1 so that it's ready for next year. My potatoes are now all starting to flop over. I think we've had a couple of little grass frosts up here, and I think that's taking the toll on them. But I'll leave them to get on with it. They are pushing up, I don't know if you can see, but they are pushing up the compost from underneath. So I suspect there are some nice ones in there, but we'll wait and see. I'll show you when I take them out. Oh, something new I've done is I put some hooks on the side of the shed to put my canes in. I've got 2 more sets, so I can bring them down as well. The idea is to have the 8-foot ones at the top, and then the 6-foot ones, and then maybe those pipe thingies, those water pipe thingies that I use for my netting. So yeah, so that's the idea here, but for now they're all just all bunged up in there. So bed number 2, to be honest, loads and loads of green tomatoes, which I've decided I'm gonna take them up and hang them upside down in the shed, just because danger of frost all the time, danger of blight, all sorts of things. So I am going to be taking the tomatoes out. These sweet corns are still going strong, so beauty of successional sowing. Bed 3, which also never happened, which became courgette tires. So just harvested a whole bunch of them yesterday again. I think we're pretty much at the end. Most of the plants are starting to die off. More sweet corns in there. I don't think anything's going to come off them, but we'll wait and see. There's a couple there, but whether they're actually ever going to turn into anything, don't know. Here we go, bed 4. I want to harvest these sweet corns because they're all ready. Harvest them and take the plants out. The carrots are doing okay. I weeded a bit in between there the other day, trying to not disturb them because I never got round to putting my netting up. Yes, I think the Swiss chard are now done. Most of them, as you can see, have gone to seed. That one hasn't at the back, so I might do one more harvest and then lift all of them and compost it. And that's just weeds. There are a couple of beet roots in there, so I might find them and pick them, get them out as well. Moving along, bed 5 is now clear, so I finally got round to removing the pea supports and the sweet corns that were here, so harvested all of them, and then I got Alyssa to chop them all up into sort of 3-inch bits, and they're in the compost in the bottom of the new compost bin, so they'll have plenty of time to rot down. So I've started putting some compost and manure in here, and I'll get the rotavator out and till it all in, because this will be where my overwintering onions and garlics are going to go in. So I've bought them, they're in the shed, the sets are all ready to go, so that's where they'll go. Over here I harvested the last of the French beans yesterday. I believe that's now it. Here and there's a tiny little one, which I'll wait and see if they're going to get any bigger, but I very much doubt it. A couple of little ones there. So I think that's over now, so I could start clearing this bit as well. The Bolotti beans have started setting, as you can see, so we'll see what they do. There's quite a few on there, very, very small still. There's one there, but you obviously wait for the beans to form inside. So yeah, as I said last video, I think, race against the frost and race against winter. So let's see how they do. So another bit of progress I made is I lifted this cage up and I got in there and I weeded it. So they're looking okay. Am I overly impressed? No, but then can I really help it? They were overshadowed by thistles for all of their growing season. So yeah, the kale, I don't actually know what they're supposed to look like. If they're supposed to look like that, then that's fine. If they're not supposed to look like that, then that's my fault. The flower sprouts are starting to set, so let's wait and see how they get on. Once again, I've got 8 plants. Never going to eat that many flower sprouts, but in the middle there's a couple that doesn't look too healthy, so I'm sure I'll get some. This one hasn't been done yet, as you can see, and my leeks have all got rust and they're looking pathetic, so I'm going to lift them up and put them in the compost. I'm not going to, and to be honest, some of them look eaten as well, so I'm pretty sure by the time I lift them and inspect them closer, there's going to be leaf miner thingy, what's it called, allium leaf miner or whatever. They look chewed on, so let's wait and see what they look like when I lift them up. Down here it's looking a lot better now that Adam's trimmed everything down for me. You saw me harvest the first row of potatoes. There are still 2 rows there of different varieties, so I need to get in there and lift them. I've been starting to make weed piles. We've burned one down the bottom already, but this is the next one that's drying out. The pumpkins and squashes, as I said last time, I'm not overly impressed, but then watching everybody else's videos, the squashes and pumpkins didn't do very well this year. So I've got, I think, 3 pumpkins, of which that one's the biggest. It was supposed to be a giant. It's not giant, obviously. And there's a few squashes here. I think 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squashes. So that's good enough. So next year obviously going to be better. I'm going to top up all these tyres with a lot of manure and to just go through the winter. Going down here, this is where the poly greenhouse is going to go, so work will commence on that soon, hopefully. So let's see how that goes. Lots of grass here, so less weeds, more grass. So coming down here, that was the burn pile. Obviously some wet stuff on the top, so we'll set light to that again. And then Adam trimmed all of this down for me. Yes, I just need to clean it up and start planning the fruit cage, which I also want to do over the winter. The red raspberries that I'm moving is going to go all along the back row there, probably close to the red currant bush. All along the back will be red raspberries. And the yellow ones, I've pruned that row, cut out all of the wood from this year, and so that's all new. I just need to tidy up a bit and weed, and then I need to come and prune this one. And I also still need to transplant the ones out of the pot. Oh, they are actually making little raspberries. Didn't notice that before. So they're obviously still alive. And then moving down here to the orchard, pretty much picked most of the apples now, apart from that one tree there. And yes, I came down here yesterday and I thought, oh, okay, let me just come and see what Adam's done with the strimmer. And I walked along here, and let's see if you notice what's missing. I thought, wait a minute, where's my cherry tree gone? And yes, look, I now have a cherry tree no more. Adam forgot that it was there and he trimmed it. So I was not impressed with him yesterday, and I've made him promise to buy me a new cherry tree. But this time it'll be a large one, just between you and me. So that's basically it. Down the bottom, I suspect the apple trees will start losing their leaves and things soon. So yeah, from this angle, it doesn't actually look half bad. It's only when you get to the top and you look closer that you notice how many weeds there are. So, but one day soon I will have it all under control, and then I'm sure I'll look back at this stage fondly. Or not. So I think that's it from me for today. I've got to get on and do some work, and yes, hopefully in the next video I'll be able to show you a cleaned up flower patch. Until next time, bye.